quite something. We thought it would be good to give you a tiny little bit of an insight into what we've been through in order to get here. So we want to say just a few words about, where we started, what we went through, and how we got to here today. But before we do that, I would like to thank all the people who are here who have made this possible. And I was particularly grateful to Garish, who is looking at his mobile phone.
I know, he said my wife who couldn't attend, the ability to be here.
Who is our landlord and who gave us the opportunity to get a lease on this place for 15 years, and who, with his partner Chris, have helped us through the first very difficult month of actually learning the ropes of how to acquire a shell and turn it into an educational institution. And I can't begin to tell you that if I had known what was involved, we would never have done it, because it was quite a big thing to do. But these guys have been amazing, helping us, and they got us in touch with the most wonderful architect, Stephen Cutler, who has helped us every step of the way, designing exactly what we wanted, doing changes to the plans every week. And Johnny Nagler, over there, who has been working with us and his team so hard on constructing this out of practically nothing. And you'll see in a moment how true that actually is. So let's go back to the history of MSPC, which is what we were until we moved here and have now become the Existential Academy, with the new School of Psychotherapy and Counselling just being one of the elements of what we do. So the new school was founded in 1996, and there is quite a history before that. In fact, I had created a School of Psychotherapy and Counselling in 1985 at Regent's College. But in 1996, when I challenged the financial practices of that college, I was sacked from it, and they took it all away from me. And at that point, Digby, who had just come into my life in '96, said, "Don't let that be the end of it, we'll set up a school together." And that's what we did. And there is another person in that story, and that is Dr. Leibrecht, who ran Schiller University and who offered us space at Waterloo, and Nick Goritzis was the principal at Waterloo, has been behind us all this time. In 2010, the same story happened again, more or less. Dr. Leibrecht had died, some Americans had taken over the building, and they were proceeding in ways that were less than ethical, shall we say, Nick? And at that point, Digby and I said, we won't let happen what happened at Regent's College, and we went to law, and we won. And we took the new school out of that building in Waterloo, and we found the building in Belsize Road, and that was 2010. And so we went from strength to strength, and then in 2000, when was it, Dawn? 2013? Yeah. 2013, in November, we got a phone call, and we were told that they were closing down the building because they were turning it into flats. So that's when the hunt was on for us to find a new building. And we looked and we looked and we looked, and we knew that this is where we wanted to be. We wanted to be in this building because we liked the building and we liked the neighborhood, and we knew it would be right for here, for psychotherapy and counseling. So we then started into these negotiations with the Sager people. And my God, that was a long process, wasn't it? But it was a very thorough process, and it was we thought, a very democratic process, and we really liked what we we saw, and we really liked the way we were able to work with the team, and we are very pleased to be connected to you all. And we also feel that we have done the right thing because we've already found the neighborhood around us very welcoming, and people are really pleased that we're here. So, what are we about? Our mission, of course, is about existential psychotherapy and counselling, which is to approach human predicaments, mental illness, problems in living, emotional difficulties, relational problems, in a philosophical way rather than in a psychological way, and to help people actually understand what has gone wrong in their lives and why they have gotten themselves into an impasse, and then help them get out of that impasse again. But now that we're here in this setting, and we're the Existential Academy, rather than just a new school of psychotherapy and counselling, we're going to be adding a whole new dimension to our work. We have set up the Existential Academy as a community interest company, a not-for-profit company, and we want to offer lectures, workshops, and all kinds of events for people in the area and all across London, really. And we will be organising a World Congress on existential therapy in May, not in this building because there will be hundreds and hundreds of people. Charlie is in charge of that at the moment. It will be run at Church House, which is in Westminster, and it will be quite a big event. Okay, so NSPC has been in partnership with the University of Sheffield over the years, but now is in partnership with Middlesex University, and we run these joint doctoral programs with Middlesex, one in counselling psychology and one in psychotherapy. And we also work in partnership with all these other companies that we have created over the years. We've had 4 European grants over the year to set up online training, and Digby runs an MSc online with students coming from all over the world because they never have to set a foot in this building. We also work with the British Accreditation Council, who are coming to inspect us next week. This is how it works. We are the Septimus group of companies. That was the name of one of our European grants, by the way. And these 4 companies are all part of that company. And the Existential Academy is the not-for-profit community-based one. So all of these companies have a sort of theme of trees and natural ways of being. So we are very naturally minded, and we believe it's important to get back to the sort of the core of the matter and to how things in life are actually important to people. So there we are. That is our shop front, designed by our friends in Sheffield, Vertebrate Graphics, who've done a great job on all of these kinds of things. This is our flowchart. So Digby and I are the company directors. Dawn is our bursar and office manager. Dawn, where are you? There's Dawn. Sasha is our academic registrar and clinic manager. And our other admin staff are Lindsay van Dijk, marketing and admissions. She's taking the pictures today. And Luke Cannon, IT, there at the back. And Sarah Fisher, our receptionist. And this is the academic flow chart. So for our academic courses, we have deputy course leader for the doctorate in psychotherapy, who's Dr. Charlie McGregor over there. The deputy course leader for our counselling psychology program, Dr. Lynn Jordan, who isn't here today. And Sasha is currently acting on the coaching course and the foundation course, so rather too busy, I should think.
Yes, lots of hats.
Martin Adams is our part-time faculty representative. Yvette Hollander is currently on maternity leave, is our placement coordinator, and our librarian is Rebecca Lovett, I think it said. So that's our staff team. Those are all the programs we run. I have already said a few words about those. The 2 doctoral programs, a supervision certificate, an MA in coaching, and MSc in psychotherapy studies, which is online, and then our short course program, which we think will grow and grow and grow and grow. Now, the D-Prof and the DC Psych lead to professional registration as a psychotherapist through the United Kingdom Council for Psychotherapy. The DC Psych leads to BPS, British Psychological Society, chartering as a professional psychologist, a counselling psychologist, and a registration with the Health and Care Professions Council. So these doctorates are also professional qualifications for people. The MA in Existential Coaching is recognized by the Association for Coaching, and the certificate in supervision leads to promotion in the field for psychologists. You become a supervisor psychologist, and for counsellors, again, you get registration as a counsellor supervisor. We run lots of CPD, continuing professional development courses as well. Okay, the doctoral programs are 4 years, and about a quarter of our students do them actually in 4 years, but the others may do it part-time, and they can take up to 8 years. They do clinical placements, not in this area, but all over London and all over the country, and in fact abroad as well, because a lot of our students come in for intensive teaching, and they do their clinical placements in their home countries. People come here for their clinical supervision and their courses, their training, their face-to-face training, and they're also in personal therapy for 4 years, of which they have to have 150 hours. So it's quite a thorough training. Now these are now our facilities, and when we finish this little presentation, you'll be very welcome to go look around the building. It's quite amazing because, as I said, we worked with the team throughout, so we got exactly what we needed and what we wanted, and now that it's done, it really does feel measure-made for us. It's exactly what we need. On Monday, we'll test it, because Dawn has booked us 5 courses alongside each other from Monday to Friday, so every single room will be buzzing with students over the next week, and we will find out how it works out in practice. This you find out is contra-vision of the windows. We can see absolutely everything outside, but people can't see from outside. So it's quite remarkable to watch people go by and look in, not knowing that we're looking at them. So we have this large meeting room, the reception area. We have 2 what is now called accessible lifts, disabled lifts. We have 2 small classrooms. I feel like an air hostess. We have 2 supervision and clinical rooms. We have 1 consulting room at the back. We have a disabled toilet through there, 1 male toilet, 2 female toilets, which tells you something about our student population. There we have a little kitchen at the back. Way further around the back there will be bicycle hoops, I think, Stephen, 4 at the back.
3 hoops.
3 hoops at the back.
6 cycles.
6 cycles at the back, and we are paying some hoops for the council here, which will be at the front, which will be 4, I think, as well. So that's another 8 bicycles. So I should say this now immediately. We have a green policy. We have signed on the dotted line with the Camden Council that we have a green policy, and we have sworn that all of our staff and most of our students come either by public transport or by bicycle. So please stick to that agreement. Okay, upstairs on the mezzanine we have an office, and we have a wonderful library which has quite a lot of empty shelves still, so you know that the next investment will be in further books. see it for yourself. It's wonderful. I think it's fantastic. I don't really know why our students need the Middlesex resources as well after all that, but the fact is that all of our doctoral students are students of Middlesex as well as students of the new school, and so they get to have the Middlesex Library in Hendon, union, online resources, counselling services, support services and career services there as well. So we are a fully fitted out, fully functional postgraduate college, and I hope that many more people will join us. One of the things that I think we stand for, besides teaching from an existential perspective, is that our learning methods are also particularly existential in nature. So we believe very much in collaborative learning, both online and face-to-face. People working with each other and taking responsibility for their own learning and connecting their theoretical learning, their brain learning, with their personal emotional learning in their actual everyday lives, so that it is not two separate things, but people actually evolve and change, not in some kind of wishful thinking